Our friends at Trenchworks sent me the prototypes for the Four Horsemen minis today, so I decided to go ahead and paint and assemble the mini for Conquest, just to see how the process would go. I have no experience assembling or painting minis, so I was definitely intimidated, but everything was very clearly labeled and organized, and before I knew it, I had the whole model assembled and glued together. Although if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't have permanently glued it all together, but more on that later. I don't know a lot about miniature painting, but I know you start with a priming coat. I used 2 coats of gray primer and then painted the whole thing white. I'm basing this color scheme on the illustrations in the book as well as the descriptions in Revelation 6:2, so the main colors I'll be using are white and gold, which also helps the rider stand out as more poised and regal than the other 3, which I like. Conquest is portrayed marching over the ruins of a destroyed empire, so I covered the base with earth tones and decided to use a metallic black paint around the frame of the base, just because I thought it would make the terrain pop, and black goes with everything. The details on the base are really awesome to see up close. Conquest is posed standing on top of a fallen column and other rubble, and there's also the fallen banner of a conquered nation being trampled underfoot. I painted the shaft of the banner with a metallic silver so that it would stand out against the other earth tone colors in the base, and I decided to paint the banner a dark shade of Roman red, which I thought was appropriate given the context of how early Christians would have thought about the Horsemen of Conquest and who in particular she would be conquering. When it came to the detailing phase, I started alternating between the base and the rider so that each new coat of paint had time to dry before I moved on to the next detail. I started with the skin tone on the rider's arms, and then went back to the base for an earth tone wash. The wash looks a little weird going on, but it did a great job of accentuating all the little cracks and details in the terrain that you might have missed otherwise. Back to the rider, I started carefully adding the metallic gold trim to her outfit. There was a lot of gold detailing on this character, so I probably should have taken a break at this stage, but I really wanted to get the whole project done in one sitting, so I powered through and made a lot of unnecessary mistakes. Also, remember when I said that I should have waited to glue everything together? This part definitely would have been easier if I had painted the pieces while they were conveniently separated, and then glued them together at the end. Any mini painting veterans watching this video are probably shaking their heads at me, which is fine. Comment and let me know all the ways I could have done this differently. Anyway, I decided to use the wash on the horse's mane and tail to bring out the detail in the hair. I think this may have also been a mistake because it ended up making the hair look dirty, but I also think the whole thing looked a little flat when it was just pure white, so I don't exactly know what I should have done differently. After this whole process, I've identified some small changes I would like to talk to Trenchworks about when I give them my feedback, but overall I think Conquest looks pretty great for a prototype. I don't think I will win any awards as a miniature painter, but I am excited to take a look at the other 3 horsemen and see how they all come together in real life.